Let's talk crime prevention.
Welcome to Front and Center, the podcast that pulls back the curtain on government operations, offering you an exclusive glimpse into the inner workings of the city of Statesville.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Front and Center. My name is April Nesbitt. I'm here with my fabulous co-host, Nikayla Griffin.
Hello.
And we have an awesome guest here today, Corporal Chan Austin, and he is the Crime Prevention Officer for the City of Statesville Police Department. Welcome, Chan.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So, just real quick, give us a brief overview of who you are and how long you've been with the department.
Yes, my name is Corporal Chan Austin with the Statesville Police Department. I have been with the department now for almost 26 years. My current assignment is Crime Prevention Officer for the Police Department here for the City of Statesville.
26 years.
26
you put up
years.
with the City of Statesville residents and their craziness, huh?
Craziness and all that. I've been assigned in this position since 2011. So I've got quite a number of years in doing crime prevention and in the community and all those things that come along with that.
So there's no curveball we can throw you. You're going to know the answer to everything we have.
You might. We'll see. with you, I never know, April.
That's right.
Okay, so let's get on into it. So crime prevention is a very important part of our community safety. So everybody may not know what it entails. Could you just tell us a little bit about it and, you know, why it's so crucial in this community?
Well, first and foremost, October is a busy time of month for us, or of the year, because October is Crime Prevention Month, as well as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So we do a lot of things crime prevention in the month of October around the city of Statesville as far as the police department. But what I always say is crime prevention is more like a mindset. It's kind of a tactical thinking, practicing situational awareness, all this type of thing. So I tell people you have to have a mindset, a frame of mind when you go out into this crazy world that we live in. And so crime prevention is thinking about how can I prevent myself from becoming a victim of crime, whether that is, again, looking at your surroundings as you walk to and from your car when you go to work. What is your surroundings at work? Do you see suspicious people, suspicious cars? Do you pay attention? All those things incorporate crime prevention and hopefully will prevent you from becoming that victim of crime because you are aware of your surroundings and you're taking note of people and things that are around you, which is very important in today's society.
Yep, that's good.
That's good information because I'm very naive. I am. I don't think bad things are going to happen.
Right.
That's just until it happens to you, you really don't understand.
Right.
Kind of like people grab your purse or whatever in Walmart or I'm going to be honest, I don't check my surroundings when I go places, and that's something I really should be doing. We all should, especially women, children, you know.
It's getting dark now.
And you get distracted easily when you have kids.
Yes,
so,
you do.
Yeah. Well, with that said, how can residents contribute to these efforts in their own neighborhoods? What's the role they play?
Yeah, so I've done a lot with community outreach and as far as like community watch, neighborhood watch. I think a lot of people are familiar with that. So we do offer that program in our communities in Statesville. We have quite a number of active and semi-active groups now in the city for neighborhood watch. And so basically that is neighborhoods coming together, members of those neighborhoods coming together and communities coming together to say, hey, we're standing against crime in our neighborhood. So a lot of facets that you have to do and kind of we expect you as a police department to do. So if you are actively participating in those, that you are watching out for your neighbor, you are making those calls to the police department, whether they're on the non-emergency number or if it's a crime in progress or something that you see going on that you're calling 911. So we are very, very, very reliant on those folks to be the eyes and ears of those communities when they call. They report these suspicious activities, these suspicious vehicles, suspicious persons. And sometimes, and what we found is a lot of the cases we may work, they may have pertinent information that they may not feel is pertinent at the time. However, when they share information on, I saw a car, or I saw this person wearing this, or driving this color car, they drove through real fast, but I wouldn't think anything about it. But here's a tag number. I did get a tag number off of it, so you may want to check into it. Well, that then is determined to be a suspect vehicle or a suspicious person is the actual suspect, which may be a break in a case that we need. And that is all because someone was paying attention. They got information that was pertinent to the case, and they made the call to the police department and let us know the information. So we rely on those folks in the communities to share information with the police department, no matter how small or you may think it is. It could be the key piece of information that we're looking for. So we want folks to not be afraid to call the police department if you see something suspicious that you think may warrant a call to the police department for us to come and check out.
Kind of like a puzzle.
It is.
You may have the missing piece.
Right.
That's it.
That may
Right.
just completely solve the case.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's-
And with camera technology, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But
Okay.
you may have information captured on your camera of a crime, and that you didn't even know the crime was going on or had been
Right.
committed. But because of that piece of information, that solves the crime.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's true. That's good information. So can you share some of the most effective crime prevention strategies that have been implemented in this community? In Statesville?
Well, neighborhood watch is the most common. We go into a lot of neighborhoods in the city, and a lot of times you can kind of determine where a neighborhood watch has been placed and has been put into effect, because you'll see the nice neighborhood watch, the crime watch signs. They're nice blue and white reflective signs that you'll see when you go into the neighborhood. So that means that specific neighborhood at one point in time has enacted a crime watch or a community watch, and they have had the police come out to their neighborhood, speak with neighbors, and have actually organized a group.
Okay, can I ask you one
Yes.
question here? Do you get these crazy people that want to get crazy with these neighborhood watches and get a little out of hand? I mean, if you witness a crime, you shouldn't go after that. Should you chase that person?
No,
I mean,
no,
call the police.
by all
I mean,
means, no.
I mean,
Because something bad could happen, and you could get
Right.
yourself hemmed up in a case
In a bad
and
situation.
possibly, be charged with a crime based on your actions. So, by all means, no. We do not. We don't promote doing that.
Okay, just
we
making sure.
We promote. If you see something, call. Now, we have had
something
folks that have followed from a safe distance from a vehicle that have called in information. I don't see a problem with that. But actually engaging and coming into contact with a suspect that has committed a crime can be very dangerous. So we do not want you to do that. We don't want you to get hurt.
just want to make sure that
yeah.
people aren't going out there.
Right.
Right.
Because, lots of people carry now. And
Yes.
Be
Yeah.
careful, because you
Yeah.
could get yourself in a really bad
Right.
situation with something like
Right.
that. Let the professionals handle it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to ask that question.
So a lot of these groups, and with social media, it's made it easier than you used to have the phone trees and all the snail mail that you used to have to get the information out through. So now a lot of these groups have Facebook pages. They're on what's the one I'm thinking about? The neighborhood
It's an app. I know-
neighbors. I can't remember the name
We
of it.
had it in
but
our
anyway,
community,
we have a
yeah.
lot of our folks here that are members of those groups that have members join. And they're private, so I can't go in the group unless I'm invited in or I sign up to
Right.
come in. So
Okay.
it's good for the folks in that neighborhood specific to share information with neighbors on suspicious vehicles, persons, any crimes. Hey, we've had 2 break-ins in our neighborhood over the last week. We have contacted police. They're aware. They have reported it, but we need everyone to be aware, to be heightened awareness, and be on the lookout for these folks that you do not know that's coming in.
That's true.
From a law enforcement side, targeted enforcement, we've done that through the years where we have an issue in certain areas of the city where we may have more police resources go into that area and try to kind of eliminate the crime or at least tamper it down. So that's been very effective as well. And then cameras. I mean, we've had a lot of cameras, our flock and Verkada cameras that we've installed throughout the city have really been good for us. We've got a lot of good leads on those and solved some crimes on those, so that's good.
That's the ones you see that have the little solar panel on the top around town.
Those are the flock cameras, so those are the license plate readers.
Okay, license plate readers. Okay.
And then the Verkada camera looks like a regular camera. We can put those up anywhere in the city that we need to.
Okay.
And we can kind of move those around.
Those have
but
been a
those are real.
godsend.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
real
those are
time.
awesome.
So officers can pull those up on their phones or computers. They can log
Nice.
in. So if we do have a crime that occurs, they can actually get the tag number, enter that into the system. It can get a hit on a tag and get location. So that has been awesome crime prevention and deterrent tool as well.
Right.
So it's not only crime prevention, but it's also deterrence is what we want as well. So to prevent the crime before we have to go out and investigate it and do all that end of it.
Right.
It's awesome. So what are some tips that you can give to residents that would probably help them with burglary and
Right.
vandalism and things of that sort?
Yeah, so first and foremost, when you leave your home, it sounds cliche, but always lock your doors. We always hear that, lock your doors, lock your doors. So that's what we would always say, lock your doors. That's the first thing you should do. If you do have an alarm system, use it. I've actually investigated crimes where someone had an alarm system on their home, but they left for just a few hours thinking, hey, I'm just going to go down the road here. I'll be back in a few hours. They come home and the home's been broken into. We've had that happen several times. So sometimes, people watch homes. I mean, they watch your activities, they watch your habits when you leave, when you come back, how long you're gone, your work schedules, those type of things. So criminals pay attention to these things. So even kind of, if you can, to some degree, is kind of flex your schedule where you don't have the same pattern every day. That's always a good thing as well.
But that's hard sometimes.
It is. Like for us, we're busy. We work specific shifts and those type of things. So it is hard to do that. But if you are able to do that, we do
that's a great
recommend that. But covering windows, like my house, I've got the pull-down blinds. So when I leave during the day, I pull blinds. So nobody can come to my house and look in my windows to see what kind of goodies I've got in there. And then I always tell people it helps with...
can't go check out his house.
I know. I was trying to see if he had any Chan dogs in the refrigerator.
That's right, Chan dogs.
But you can do that, and so no one can see in. So you set alarms. Interior and exterior lighting as well is huge. Family members or friends, neighbors checking on your house. All those type of things.
Especially on vacations and things.
Those type of things.
Get people to check in.
But lighting, and I love these Ring doorbell cams when they alert. I mean, it's like we get great information off of those things, great pictures, high quality, all those type of things. And some of those do have the two-way capability where you can actually talk into that speaker.
Get off my porch.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So somebody's being watched, and I know, Nikayla, you don't want this one, but pets are a great deterrent.
I was going to say, what about a dog?
I have a Ring camera. I have a camera on the house. I have a camera on the ground. Everywhere.
Yeah.
No dogs.
No dogs necessary.
Yeah.
But all kind of things. And then I take it back always just like to some basic home construction, because a lot of people don't realize whenever your home's constructed, if you have an exterior door, the contractor's pretty much going to install the basic length on your door jamb screws when you put your door up. But if you have that deadbolt lock and stock or installed, which is a good thing to do.
That's good.
So when you do that, pull a few of them screws out of the door jamb and put you some about 3-inch screws into that door jamb. And then it's been proven, I've seen the videos, that when someone comes to your home and tries to kick in your door, it's about impossible to get in.
Wow,
that's great info.
So,
wow.
That's been tested and proven to be something good for crime prevention and for break-ins, but just something simple that you can do.
Okay, that's good. That's really good.
So our next question was about security measures you recommend. So that's one.
That's one of them.
And then you said the Ring doorbells.
Yep.
What about lighting?
Yeah, lighting is crucial. I like landscape lighting outside, especially on a timer. You can put that on at night.
Right.
Now, this time of year, it's getting dark around 5:30, 6 o'clock. So making sure that you go back and adjust those during these times or this time of year, where it may kick on around 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then you can put it on to 2 or 3 in the morning or ever all night if you want to leave it on. But having motion lighting outside, and they make these LED lights now that are super bright. And I always commend the city for the street lighting. And some people say, that's just too bright.
No.
But I'm not going to do this. But you could actually drive down the street now in the city of Statesville with your lights off and be just fine. Now, that's illegal. Don't do that at night.
Do it.
I do not recommend that. But you could actually do that with the brightness of these lights.
Exactly.
And then your night lights at your house. Get a night light for your backyard or whatever. I know there's a monthly motion. There's a motion. I think there's a monthly fee for those through the city.
Yes.
Or if you're with Duke Energy
Very
or Energy
minimal,
United,
though.
but it's
Right,
minimal for what you get, the benefits of it, for the deterrence factor of someone coming in your property and messing around on your property. It's definitely worth it.
That's good. So I know they were doing a lot of the auto theft and the Kias and all those things earlier this year and last year. But what are some ways that we could help the community, learn about ways to protect their vehicles from break-ins?
Yeah. So obviously it goes back to kind of what we discussed on the home is like lock your car doors.
Yeah.
So lock your car doors. Is the main thing. Now I have some people that say, "Well, I don't have anything valuable in my car, so I don't lock my car doors."
Me.
If they want something that bad,
Yeah.
And so I get that train of thought too. But I just tell people, well, if you don't lock your car doors, don't leave anything of value in your car, because if you come back and it's broken into, somebody gets it, then it's your fault.
Chan, I'm
It's your
just
fault.
hoping they'll take my kids' dirty socks
There you go wash them
and all
bring it
their,
back.
Clean the
their,
car out
their
while you're in there.
athletic
Well, if they get in your
apparel
car,
they
you're like,
leave in there.
they
and
just
it's like,
when they get
yes,
in your car, they feel
they're
so
gonna say,
sorry for you.
"Whew," yeah, they feel sorry
It's
for
like,
me.
man, I'm way better off than this person.
Yes, yes.
I feel sorry for her.
Whew, I tell
they'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
Let me leave you a little note. Some tips.
That's a note to self. Do not ride in April's car. So we talk about the crimes, the auto theft crimes and things like that, but, I know we shouldn't leave guns in our cars
Right.
and things like that. Is that a big thing?
We do. We have quite an occurrence of theft from automobiles involving firearms. So listen, we have too many guns on the street as it is now through illegal purchases, through illegal transactions, through theft that are falling into the wrong hands. So we don't want anyone as a law-abiding citizen to leave their lawfully obtained handgun in their vehicle thinking it's safe, and then
Right.
someone comes in, they don't lock it, they get it, they come back out. Hey, my gun's gone. Now I have to report it to the police. That's another gun on the street that we have to
Right.
deal with.
But don't even leave it in there if your car's locked.
Right.
Don't leave it in there at all.
Yeah.
Okay,
Take it out.
gotcha.
Yeah, take it out. I mean, it's not. In my thing, I know there's some places that you can't carry if you do have that gun. But again, you have to think ahead and plan ahead when you go to those places.
Exactly.
If you can't carry a firearm in those places, don't take your firearm, because if you leave it in the vehicle and somebody knows that, especially if you have it on you,
Right.
you get out, you take it out of your pocket, your waistband, whatever, and you put it under the seat or
They're
you put
watching.
it somewhere.
People
Somebody's
are
gonna see that.
watching.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They will see that.
Especially if you have a pink gun or a purple gun.
Yeah, yeah.
And they do make
Yeah,
people
because
make
I
that.
want to bedazzle.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Rhinestones, yeah.
We're going to put doggy pictures on
Yeah,
it.
I know, just on the holster.
But even leaving anything that, and I always say this, leaving anything in your car that's perceived value. So if you have a computer bag in there or you have a money bag in there,
Right.
it may be empty. But if
they
I look
do
in
not
your
know
car
that.
and I see a money bag in there, I think money's in there. So I'm going to bust the
Exactly.
window. I'm going to break into that car and I'm going to get it. So just be cognizant of that.
That's good. Okay. So let's move on to the community side of things. So with crime prevention programs and things of that sort, can you tell us a little bit more about the things that are available in state? So I know you said community,
Right.
the neighborhood watch and business watch, but
Right.
are there any other things?
But what is Business Watch?
Oh, yeah, that is
So
true.
Let's
Business
talk about
Watch,
that one, though.
We've had a little bit of that here in Statesville, a little interest in that. So that would be something like I go to Walmart, to the area of Walmart, and I get all those businesses that want to participate for a business watch. So the main thing that I want to do is go in. I want to get information from each business. I want to get the emergency contacts, making sure I've got a list of that. But what I want to do is get all the businesses together and communicate within themselves. Where if I'm on this end of the complex and something's going on, you may not know when you're in the complex as a business, but you can call up or they can send out whatever kind of communication they want to send out to that, hey, we had this issue in our parking lot. We had this issue with people doing whatever the case is, criminal, anything like that, that gets shared with everyone.
That's a
so
great
everyone
idea.
is aware of what's going on in their complex right there in their business, and then
And
they can be
that's
on the lookout for it too.
Just as simple as a group text.
It is.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
That's
just
good.
that simple. I mean,
Because what could affect your business down here, eventually that could move and affect your business as well.
Right.
So we don't
Yes.
want to see that. And it could be something like downtown, as many businesses as we have downtown.
Right.
Sharing that information, which I think they do a good job and the communication they have there. But just bringing that awareness and communication to each individual business in that area, that they can work together to help deter and prevent crime on their properties.
And you go into businesses and talk to these owners
We do.
and give them all kinds of prevention tips.
We do.
So if a community or a group of businesses wanted to reach out to you, how do they go about that?
Yeah, so they can email. I have my email at work is cAustin@statesvillenc.net. They can call my number or just call the non-emergency number at the police department. They can connect them. You can go online to the city website. We can be contacted through
We
the city
have your
website.
picture on there.
Exactly.
Yes, we do, with your information.
So all kind of ways
Okay.
that we can keep. And then we also have officers. I'm trained, and we have several officers that are trained and that we practice this, especially for businesses, CEPTED. It's crime prevention through environmental design.
Okay.
So we look at the business as a whole, from the exterior, interior, and say what are ways that you can deter, prevent reduce the amount of whatever your issue is that you're having or you think you're going to have. What can you do from as a business owner, from a perspective of when I'm looking at this building, is this an easy target or do I just need to go somewhere else?
So
because
I'm
there's no
curious.
way I can get in this business, or I want to.
Do you tell them how to look for shoplifters and things like that? I'm just curious.
yeah,
Just
a
a
little
curiosity there.
But on that, I kind of leave that because they're more the professionals on that end because
Okay.
they work in the store.
They know,
They
right.
see
They
those type
see
of things.
the way people
So
are
we kind of deal
acting
with
and-
that on the other end.
Okay.
When they
What's
see it, when they
happening.
spot it, then we respond.
Okay.
And we do the enforcement side of it. But with them, with the trends in shoplifting, they change just like everything else changes. But we want to look at the physical building, the interior of the building. Hey, do you have cameras here?
Okay.
Hey, can I get access back here to a computer room, or can I get access to a safe room? Do you have that locked? How is your counter set up? Can I jump over easily? Can I steal something? Do I have access to get in there? I mean, you look at all these things.
Okay.
Do I have bollards, the concrete or the metal bollards in front? Because we have, instances where people just drive through doors.
That is crazy. That
So
is
if you have a
crazy.
metal or concrete bollard in front of your property or in your business, you can't do that.
Nope.
So just ways that you can either stop or slow them down
Oh, that's good.
if they determine if they're going to target a business. How can we make our business look, uninviting, as uninviting as we can to a criminal?
To a
We don't want the
criminal.
criminal, but the
So you can
public,
decorate
we
the
want it.
bollards, but
There you go.
make
Right.
it pretty.
Yeah. Make it pretty. And that's what it's like. Make it aesthetically pleasing. I think is what they say. Whereas
That's good.
it's like if I'm looking at it, I don't notice it. It's
Right.
there, but I don't notice
That's
it.
Right.
right.
That criminal does.
But the criminal does.
They know.
They know.
Right. Gotcha.
So it's almost the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah.
Toy
So
drive
y'all,
time too.
I know. That's what I'm just. So we know that during the holiday seasons, a lot of scams and thefts or things happen during the holiday seasons. What can we do, or how can we help the citizens, be mindful around these times, especially our elderly community?
Yes.
They get hit and
tend to
targeted
be the
a
most
lot.
vulnerable.
So how can we help them?
Yeah. So unsolicited folks coming to your door, claiming to be obviously selling something or doing something like that. But I think about like gifts, like we get gifts at Christmas. What do you do with those gift boxes? So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. You get those things. And most of the time in the city, as we have curbside pickup for pretty much everything here, so people put those boxes out on the curb. So you got these nice TVs, computer
Yes.
boxes.
Oh, that's true.
You have
That is
everything
so
out there.
true.
So basically, they're just advertising. Hey, look what I just got for Christmas.
70
Oh my goodness. Never
So
thought about
then,
that.
if I'm a criminal going down the street and I'm thinking, hey, that house there just got a nice computer, a TV. Oh, look, they got iPhones in there and they got all this other stuff computer-wise, or whatever that may be eye candy for that suspect or that person looking to break into a home or take advantage of someone, that kind of gives them a thought of, okay, this may be a good house. I can kind of case it out, look at
That
it.
is the truth right there.
Those
My
type of
goodness.
things. So, making sure if you have those packages, break them down, put them in the bin, the blue recycling bin. Don't leave them out, or just take them to the dump or get rid of them some way. Hide them until your trash day.
Right.
Put
Keep
them
'em
out.
inside until trash
Keep them
day. That's a
outside
good
your
idea.
trash day.
Yeah.
Don't put them out where they're out there for 2 or 3 or 4 days and people are looking and they can see.
Oh,
and those type of things.
Yeah, that's.
that's
I never thought
opening
about
the
that.
door.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were there any? I'm sorry.
Just a few things on that, and anything that you get, new things, new items that you get for Christmas. What I always recommend is taking pictures, serial numbers, anything like that, especially off of big ticket items. Say if you do get like a motorcycle, a 4-wheeler, anything of value, like high value, but even phones, cameras. I mean, that stuff's pretty easy to get. But taking a log of serial numbers and even a picture, if you can take a picture as well. So if something does happen to that property, it is stolen, then you have a reference. You can go back, get the serial number. You have a picture.
We're laughing because we don't do it.
No, and I will
Now we
take
know.
a picture of that new Harley you just got.
Did you get a new Harley?
I didn't get a new Harley. No, I'm not a Harley guy.
I know. He said a motorcycle. I was like, I can see April on her motorcycle.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take
Get
a
her
picture
a
for
trike.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
See me
Or a
riding through town
spider.
on
What
a
do they call?
spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get it. Okay.
Lord. What about? Are there any particular holiday crimes you see more frequently?
Well, you maybe see more around holiday time, as far as Christmas, as package theft.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're kind of seeing that
Yeah, every day.
all the
Ring
time.
doorbells, get off
The
my
ring
porch.
doors. Yeah, the
Oh,
ring
yeah, that's
doorbells.
true. Yeah.
And package theft, that's something that we do see. I know some folks, some criminals like to follow Amazon and UPS trucks around and steal packages.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But, there are ways that hopefully we can prevent that as well.
Dogs help with that.
Dogs help with that.
I'll stick with the ring camera.
Yeah. So the thing I see mostly when I get packages, I don't get a whole lot of packages, but typically what I get when I get a package is they'll put the package, they always snap a picture of it, and I get a notification that, hey, my package has arrived. And so I can either get someone to get it quickly or within a reasonable time frame, or I know, it's there and I can make arrangements to get it. Now, if you have a lot of packages that you get daily, you may have to make other arrangements, whether that's having a key code for your garage where they can put them in the garage, some type of lock box where they can put them in a big box and it's locked and they can't get to it. If you get a lot of packages, those are things you can think about as well. But I think the most important thing is just having it tracked, have the package tracked where you know when it's delivered, and you can get to it, have someone get to it, or alter the delivery where it's delivered to some other location, or someone has to sign for it.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good idea.
So there are ways you can do it. Now, some of those are a little bit, more time consuming if you have to go to another location to pick your packages up, and people don't like to do that for the sake of time.
Well,
But it is it's an option.
Right.
It's an option.
Well, that's good. So, crime prevention, we know that it's definitely not always about adults. We know that it's about children too. So what are some ways that we can help parents keep their children safe online, because that's such a big thing now, and during their daily routines?
Right. Well, kind of the thing online is we as parents, I think, have to do a better job of monitoring what our kids look online. And that's, like my son has a phone. He's a 10th grader in high school. So we have access to that phone. I know the PIN number for it. I can get it anytime. I can look on there. I can see what he's been searching through, his history. I can look what kind of apps he has on the phone. And then that's another thing, like the apps and these things that these kids have on the phone. Make sure that as parents, and we as parents do a good job of researching what those are, because those can be bad for kids, as we see in the media and all these different apps that are out there, getting kids information and those type of things, and making that communication, which is to tend to be a good thing, could end up actually being a bad thing and hurt the kids and be hurtful to the kids. But as parents, that's what we have to do. We have to familiarize ourselves with these apps, do a little research. Everybody's got Google. We can Google anything now and see the good and the bad, the pros and the cons of what these are. Life 360, I think I've got Find My Phone on my phone with my kids. I've got them on there. So I can always look and see, hey, they're where they're supposed to be. Yep, they're at school. You can kind of go through and keep a track of them. So I think that's important too. If your kids are going to have a phone, making sure that you know where they're at all times, and you got that capability with these tracking apps that you can follow them or check in on them, see where they're at.
That's so true, because people prey on our kids.
Oh, absolutely.
These younger kids, and they don't know who they're speaking with. You have no idea. They may think it's a 10 or 15-year-old child, but it may not be.
Right.
So just.
And that's another thing. It kind of goes back to crime prevention and what we first talked about, is teaching them to be aware of their surroundings, and teaching them that not everyone that approaches them, that comes to talk to them, has their best interest in mind.
Absolutely.
Because we don't know what the intent is of the person in person, physically, or what we see now online. They strike up a conversation online with the person, and what is this person's intent? Are they a predator? Are they whatever they're thinking, to victimize, to find someone an easy victim? And we don't want our kids to be easy victims, and that's why, as a parent, that's kind of our responsibility too. But just making sure that, hey, it's okay. If you see someone, it's okay to walk away and leave. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't know what this person is attempting or trying to attempt, walk away.
Right.
Scream, run.
So, do you guys offer any kind of educational programs for crime prevention at the PD? I mean, what do you offer? What do you think?
Yeah, we do. And luckily, we partner with a lot of our schools and the different groups that we have, even preschools going in. And we've been able to go in and do some internet safety classes and do all these type of things with kids. So there's some great resources out there. I know I've used the Net Smarts and Kid Smarts through the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. That's a great resource, and they have different grade levels that you can specific to your child's age and grade level that you can go on there. And I've put a lot of good information and resources, PowerPoint presentations, resources from anything from bullying to sending pictures,
Right.
internet, any social media platform.
Yeah, consequences.
The pros and cons of those, and teaching the consequences.
Those
that if you
actions
do
have
that,
consequences.
so as law enforcement, we get to go in as an officer and just basically explain to them is like, hey, we're here for you. We don't want to see you get hurt. We want to see you thrive. But consequences. Actions do have consequences. So you have to be smart in what you're doing, especially online, and know that not everybody is not out for your best interest.
That's good. So what are some warning signs that residents should be aware of to protect themselves from fraud and scams?
Right. So the big ones today, obviously, still are unsolicited phone calls, text, emails, and most of the time that's where these start. So I get an unsolicited text or a phone call or an email, and I respond to that. And then I've had several through the emails, or you have like a message pop up on your screen that your system has been breached, the data has been breached, contact this number immediately and speak to a representative to unlock your computer or to fix the damage that your computer's been corrupted, whatever. So I've actually talked to a few older folks who've been scammed out of a lot of money.
Yes.
Because they were trusting. They thought, hey, you ought to call this person, and it started with $400 or $500, and then it just keeps on going into thousands and thousands of dollars, where they're deceived, they're defrauded, and they lose a lot of money on this. And it started with something basic that they thought was legitimate, and it turned out it was not.
And we've had those people, I've had folks call in and tell me that they receive phone calls that say, well, you have a warrant out for
Yes.
your arrest.
Yeah.
If you don't pay this amount of money,
Right. Yeah.
blah, they're going to do something to you. Or
Right. And a lot of those will start here. I know a lot of times in our county, they start with like jury duty. So they'll call and say something like a jury duty scam, or, hey, you failed to report for jury duty, or you did something along to the court system. Now you have a warrant for your arrest. But if you get like a Google card or whatever card that they can tell you to go to Walmart and get put money on it and send it here, we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
That is obviously a red flag. That is not how the criminal justice system operates. And typically, if you have a warrant for your arrest, you're going to know. I mean,
Right.
an officer or a deputy, whoever, will make contact with you and let you know you have an actual order for your arrest or warrant for your arrest, and not to believe anything you hear from someone tells you on the phone, especially if they're soliciting money to make it go away.
always pick up the phone
Right.
and call
And
the
call.
non-emergency line. I
Yeah.
mean,
And you can check on those things. And
Yes.
unfortunately, we do have folks that still fall prey to that and lose money, and then in the end turns out that I got scammed.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we see today is AI, artificial
oh,
intelligence.
goodness.
And dealing with that, because I see a lot of that. I see a lot of images online, and I'm thinking, hey, that's a weird image. I've never seen that. But then you start looking at it, and you see it's like a little bit distorted, and it's just like a little bit unreal.
Yeah.
But as technology advances, and those things are going to get more realistic, and I think a lot of people will be deceived on that. And I think that's kind of the next wave of scammers and
That is really scary.
defrauders, and where you put your picture in a compromising position with someone, and it didn't happen, but they share that via email or internet, and that goes out. And so to stop that, of course, they're going to want some type of ransom or some type of money. So just being careful with that, what you click on and what you respond to.
Wow.
So I know we've talked about all these crime prevention programs and everything, and I'm gonna say it one more time. C. Alston at statesvillenc.net. You can reach him through the non-emergency line, 704-878-3406. You can also reach out through the website, statesvillenc.net. Chan, I want to give you a chance to give a shout out for the toy drive real fast.
Yeah. Toy
because
drive.
that's coming up, and this is huge for the Statesville Police Department.
is.
I know you play a big part in this, you and Nikayla both.
Nikayla as well. So this is our biggest outreach, I guess, initiative that we do with the department each year. I know last year we were able to assist over 500 children.
Yes.
Amazing.
Which is by far, I mean, I never thought when we started this in 2018 that it would grow to that many kids. I think our kind of our vision when we first started, it was like 125 to 150, which the first year I think we exceeded well over 200. And then for several years it went over 300 and it just kept growing. But yeah, we're going to be starting our toy drive on, I think that's November 2nd.
It is.
Is
November
the
2nd.
Pumpkin Fest downtown States, where we're going to do our kickoff at Pumpkin Fest. We will be at Broad Street and Trad Street there near Kimbrell's Furniture. We'll be right in front of Kimbrell's. And you'll be able to start. You can drop your packages there, your toys there, new unopened toys there. So that'll be our kickoff. And then we'll be at Walmart for a couple dates, and the following 2 days in November, Saturdays in November, and then the first 2 Saturdays in December we'll be at Walmart collecting. And this is kind of and the chief wants it to be an organizational, everybody in the organization, everybody at the police department to be involved with and a part of it. So as we go to Walmart and those places, we'll actually have officers collecting and accepting the toys from folks who deliver, giving out the flyers, information for the toy drive. But we can't do it with our community, and like the outpouring from the community last year was amazing. I mean, we had so many toys.
Amazing.
We had the place packed and stacked full, and
Yeah,
we
you
were able
touched
to
a lot of
deliver.
kids.
Yes.
Yep.
A lot of kids.
So it's a great thing for the department. It's grown. It's a busy 2 months, and it is a lot of work, as Kayla can attest to. But in the end, when you finish it up, it's very rewarding. We're exhausted at the end of it, but it's like when you look back on it, just the number of kids and families you were able to help and assist, it's well worth it.
Yes, it is.
All this information is on our website. It's on the police website. It's on the city website. We have an Amazon wish list. You don't have to buy what's on the wish list, but if you can't purchase something, you can have it shipped directly to the police department. Very simple. I mean, and every little bit counts. I mean, it helps. I mean,
I like
it's just-
when we started with the QR code. I mean, I think that's awesome. It's got
Yes.
the QR code. You just scan it. It'll send you right to the Amazon list.
And it goes straight to
yeah.
Chan Austin at the police
And it
department.
comes straight to
we
me.
put your name on it.
And then we have a box at the police department as well, and we will put that up probably next week or the following week after Pumpkin Fest kicks off, and we will have a collection box at the department as well. You can just come by and drop it anytime.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much,
You're
Chan,
welcome.
for coming today and joining us. Corporal Chan, I'm sorry. But we appreciate all the hard work that you do at the Statesville Police Department. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed. And
right.
all the hot dogs. Listen,
Yeah.
when you
Chan
get
dogs.
these juicy hot dogs from all of our events, he puts a special spin on the flip and all those things. So we appreciate him even for the little small things.
He's
We're so
always
grateful.
behind that grill.
He is.
I love it.
I
We're
love that,
grateful
yeah.
to have him.
I've really enjoyed that part.
I know. That's his
fun.
favorite
I have
part.
fun with that.
He really can cook too. So thank you so much for coming.
welcome.
today.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
And thanks for joining us on another edition of Front and Center. We look forward to talking to you next time.
Tune in to the next episode as we share our dedication to transparency, public service, and governance, shining a spotlight on our commitment to keeping you well informed about all things City of Statesville.